First and foremost, I want to state that I love God the most. By the most, I mean more than anything. And I got to say that because the things that I talk about, how in depth I go into the spiritual natures of the things that I talk about, I think sometimes can be interpreted as of people thinking that I'm on the dark side. And to be honest, I don't even believe in the dark side. Well, I do, but I vibrate so much on the side of light that I understand that the dark is there to essentially make the light brighter, right? Once you overcome the darkness, is like, yeah. So everything that I touch on and I talk about here and on this channel with the mastery of the mind and elevating your mind to a higher mind and to think on a God level, God mode, to think like God, is essentially to help people overcome and rise above suffering. Suffering is psychological states that we create within our own minds because we have forgotten our abilities to rise above that which is physical circumstances. My bad, I'm just over eating some pitted dates. I woke up late, all right? I ain't had my breakfast yet. So the purpose of this video is to bring your attention to the power of your mind's awareness. What I want to tell you is that you have the ability to see life from a higher mind or from the lens of God at all times. You, as a human, has that ability. That is a God-given ability. That is why your mind is the way it is compared to any other animal on this planet. Like I said, the reason for these videos is to help people eliminate and overcome and rise above suffering within our own lives. Because I am somebody who I've dealt with deep depression. I've been haunted by lower frequencies before. All of these things happen from you not fully understanding the power that is your mind and your mental awareness that can allow attacks to happen, that can allow yourself to fall into deep depression. So how I want you to picture your mind is your mind is like water. It takes form of whatever is currently seeing or thinking. Most people, and this is how seductive physical reality is we wake up and we just start going about life. We psy up our own minds into forgetting our true spiritual nature and to only focus on that which we are currently experiencing and not seeing what it is that we are experiencing from the highest possible lens we can see it from. You start to be able to bring your mental awareness to the lens of God in terms of seeing life through the bigger picture. That's really what it is seeing life from the bigger picture. Get a clear understanding of how God interacts with and how God created everything in which you are experiencing, including you. And this does not mean that you're going to check out of life and not want to live it no more. No, this allows you to rise above your own mental ghosts, your own mental haunting, because you may not be using your mind to its maximum capacity and ability. So when I say that your mind is like water and that it takes form of whatever it sees and thinks, if you do not close your eyes, meditate, all right, we're going to get into meditation. If you do not meditate, which means closing your eyes and thinking about the bigger picture, thinking about God, thinking about how God is actually showing up in your life right now, thinking about what you truly are and what that all actually means beyond just living in this physical shell. You have to close your eyes and remind yourself that you are mental awareness. You currently right now are mental. You are mental awareness. When you close your eyes and you're meditating, all that you are, because you're not seeing the physical reality anymore, you remind yourself that I am mental awareness. With that being said, your reality is your mind. Your mind is the greatest gift that God gave you to be able to ascend to higher levels of thinking and overcome the lower vibrational ways of thinking. If you just wake up and you just keep going about your day all normal, that is what your mind is going to believe you to be. It's just this body, it's just human. And within that, you're going to take everything that happens seriously. You're going to take death seriously. You're going to take injury seriously. You're going to take arguing with the next person seriously. You're going to take, you're going to take this life too seriously. It's going to cause you suffering because you believe that this is all that you have. That's what happened when you just keep going about your day and your eyes is only seeing that which it is that you are experiencing, but is not seeing behind what it is that you're experiencing. When you close your eyes and meditate and you bring your awareness to a higher form of thinking, I mean thinking about life from the lens of God. So the greatest thing that God gave human was the ability to think higher, to think like God. We are made in God's image. Everybody says this, right? So it shouldn't come as a surprise when I say you have the ability to think like God. Obviously, the true nature of God and what God truly is, we still will never fully understand. However, we know that God is everything. If you can bring your level of awareness to that same operating system, you are able to live within your physical reality as a human from the lens of God. So you are a hybrid, basically. You are part God through your mind. Through your mind. Understand that your mind is what makes you part God, as well as part animal or part physical within terms of your body comes from nature. Your physical makeup comes from the laws of nature. But your mind makes you part God. Understanding what I'm talking about here, I want you to really understand that this is you utilizing your gift of being a human. The reason you were giving the mind that you were given is so that you can utilize this gift of being able to see life from the lens of God. That is literally why you have the mind that you have. No other animal can do this. So it's up to you if you choose to use this gift or not. God is not going to force you, but God is showing you that, hey, you are me, and you can see life and experience life from a higher way of seeing things. And you don't have to suffer unless you want to. So if you're not utilizing higher mind and vibrating mentally within on that same level as God as much as possible, yeah, you still gonna, when you open your eyes again, you still gonna, oh my God. All right, back. Had to make sure I wasn't burning the house down. Okay, but when you open your eyes, you're still going to be immersed within this experience, this physical reality that you asked to come here to experience. But God is literally through the fact that you are a human and you have the mind that you have, God laid out a path and is inviting you to think from I'm saying his, but I don't want to get people triggered. Yeah, we know that God has no gender, but just saying he is just for reference, right? But God is saying that you can use his awareness as you are going through this physical reality. You don't have to suffer. You can go through and live life while understanding that which you are deeper than all of this. And through the makeup of our minds and the way our brains operate as humans, that is the gift that God gave us. To live life from the highest awareness possible, to think like a God, to experience God as we still living through our normal life. If it's hard for you to bring yourself out of the illusion of your physical reality, meditate. Close your eyes and meditate. And when you do that, bring yourself out of this world and into your mind and think in a sense of I am mental awareness. You currently right now, you are mental awareness. And it's based on how you use that mental awareness that allows you to vibrate and see life and operate from a different mind, from a different lens on how you see life. So you can think like a God when you are able to think like God, when you're able to bring your lens and your mind to that which how God sees everything, because God does not see life the same way that you see life. So how does God see life? If God is everything and permeates within everything and created everything, with creation being the highest form of love, the only separation exists within your lower forms of thinking, an animal like mind. God does not see separation. The human soul is what allows you to be alive. Your human soul gives you life. It's the spark of life. It is how you are here. Your mind is your awareness and is the compass for which you can utilize your powers to elevate your frequency, as well as your soul to remember its true nature. So your mental awareness, your mind's awareness, is everything. It is how you travel from lower frequencies and lower forms of thinking, basically, to higher frequencies, higher vibrations, and higher forms of thinking through your mental awareness of this current life that you live in. So the true thing about creation is the highest form of love. So when God created you, as well as this world that you are experiencing, it is from the highest form of love. When you bring your awareness to God, it should be the appraisal of God in terms of the amount of love that God has for you, and vice versa. Because God created everything, that means that God is within everything. If you understand how this physical reality works and, higher vibrations up to the point where you get back to source, which is God, is everything shifts just by a degree of vibration. So what makes something more dense and more physical than the next thing is the rate at which it is vibrating. We have all of these different rates of vibration that are like blueprints that created that which we are. Physical, our different organs, your mind, your heart, even your soul, down to the physical objects that you interact with on a daily basis here. All of these are vibrational constructs of the same thing, but interact and take on form in a different way. So basically, God is everything. So let's say, for instance, that this here is conscious, that this stone that I'm holding up, which is amethyst, but this rock is conscious. People will say, no, it is not conscious because it's not alive. It's not alive in the sense of you are alive. However, in order for it to be in a form that it is, and for you to recognize it for the object that it is, an amethyst, that means that it is a vibrational makeup that is specific to this stone, that is conscious in being able to create that object and distinct from any other thing that exists. So everything is consciousness. Not to say that everything is alive. I mean, the whole universe technically is alive, but not in the same sense that you are alive, which is why I hope through that explanation you understand how powerful you are and how much of a gift this experience that you have and is. The way you access higher mind is by seeing life from a higher perspective, seeing the inner workings behind what it is that you're experiencing, on reminding yourself that you are a spiritual being beyond just this physical body. And the reason to do that is to stop taking everything so seriously. That is the basis behind all of this. When you can see, when you get back to what really matters, right? All that really is here is love. God is the greatest good. God is good all the time. God is the true thing, only thing that truly exists. Non-duality, in a sense that we're none of this is separate. It's only separate through the lens of which we see everything. And that is the duality when it comes to being a human, because you have the ability to see things from a lens of non-duality, which is more union-like, God-like thinking. You have the ability to see everything as separate as well. So if you want to rise above suffering, if you want to stop taking life so serious, you need to bring your mental awareness to higher forms of operation and seeing the world. It's an ant crawling on me. And zooming out your lens, see life, try your best to see life through the lens of God, through the lens of your soul before you came here. You are here to love God. You are here to love creation and experience that which is creation. Your awareness can get in the way of you seeing life from that lens when you're vibrating at a lower frequency, when you're using your lower mind, when you're only paying attention to that which these two eyes are seeing. No other animal can experience God the same way to the same level as we can. Because when I talk about experience God, like coming into a full awareness that God is literally right here with you as you experiencing that which He created. No other animal can do that. So as a human, you have the ability to rise above suffering that comes with physical reality and physical nature and being born and going through life through higher mind, completely by way of your mind's awareness. So whatever you decide to see will put you at a higher mind or a lower mind. If you only keep seeing that which you are experiencing within this physical and we're forgetting the deeper nature behind all of this, you will continue to live within this lower realm of suffering. But if you invite God consciousness to engulf your mind and be here with you as you're going through this physical reality, you will not be suffering anymore because you know more. You're okay. You're not fearing death. Because everything that you experience is a form of love. It is through creation and being able to experience that is the highest form of love. So I hope I explained that well enough. Close your eyes. Start closing your eyes because your mind takes form of whatever it is currently seeing and thinking about. So choose to see and think more about God. Like you have to take the time, like take at least 30 minutes to close your eyes and bring yourself back to just mental awareness. And within that mental awareness that you are currently having to create whatever reality you want, bring your lens to God and zoom out and see the bigger picture behind everything that is currently happening. How you choose to use your mental awareness will dictate the level from which your mind is operating from. So you can think like God. You can see life through the lens of God, and that will help eliminate your suffering. When you're not so brought down and focused on your external, but you understand that you're just here to experience. And it is definitely one hell of a ride. Don't get me wrong. As long as you can keep bringing your awareness back to God, back to the God within, it's going to help out a hell of a lot. This video is really for people that are kind of more spiritually advanced in the sense where they understand the makeup of the universe. They understand the makeup of the physical realm and the mental realm and the spiritual realm. If you got something out of it, leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.